Hello everyone and welcome back to the World War II Solitaire board game channel. Today we're gonna take a look at Company of Heroes, the board game, the two-player set. So the two-player set is special because the two-player set can be played on its own. You will have the US and the Wehrmacht faction, or it can be used as a 5 to 6 player expansion for the base game. So note please that this is the first edition, and the only reason why I bought is because, as you know, if you are subscribed to the channel, I bought the all out pledge in the first edition of the game, so I have the 4-player basic game, and I just bought the 2-player set because I thought it would be fun to have some more tanks for the Americans, which I like to play, so I'm not gonna run out when I play solo or with a friend. And also I thought it would be fun to see how, because there is some different graphics actually to the two-player box and so on. So I thought it would just be fun to see the difference. This was super expensive because the shipping was so high, but in the end I think it was worth it. Company of Heroes is my favorite 2 or more player game, multiplayer game, and it is one of my favorites with the solo expansion. And I think and I hope the second edition will be even better. So for me, it's okay. I want to get everything that is possible. With the second edition, I actually backed it for 912 US dollars. Without shipping and taxes, just to get everything that there was to get. I got every single nation pack, the 2-player pack, the 4-player pack. I got them all. That being said, I just want to say one thing before we go ahead and open this up. This is going to be posted quite a while after I open it up because I have a lot of other videos that I need to edit and a lot of other stuff I need to do. I got the news this morning that Chris Gabrielson has passed away during the Essen fair. And Chris Gabrielson was, I believe he was the lead designer of Company of Heroes, the board game. He was the boss of Bad Crow Games, which is the publisher of this game, and then the inventor of Company of Heroes, the board game. That is very sad, and it's a little bit strange that I'm doing the unboxing today. That is just a coincidence because I had a bunch of games. I've saved Company of Heroes 2 as the last game to unbox, and it's just a super weird coincidence. I put it on my table yesterday because I wanted to wake up today and unbox it, and I checked my computer and I see that Chris has passed away. Very strange. Um, I just want to give my condolences to Chris' family and Chris' friends, and it just shows to how precious life is. You never know what's gonna happen, and you gotta be thankful for every day, and don't forget to tell your loved ones that you love them, hug them. I think it's so easy that we forget that, because we kind of live in a bubble sometimes and we imagine life lasting forever, and it really doesn't. Again, I want to thank Chris very much for what he's done. He's been also nice every time I've been in touch with him, and he created an awesome game, and I'm so sorry for his friends, his family. And I thought, should I do an unboxing? And I thought, well, I'm gonna do it in Chris's honor, and I think Chris, of course, this was his love child, so in his honor, we open and look at this beautiful, amazing game. And regarding the Kickstarter, $912 I backed for. I don't care what happens. I think the majority of all the Kickstarter backers were all behind you, and we understand that there's going to be some. There, of course, can be some problems with the Kickstarter now, and that is not important any longer because a man has passed away. And I will suggest that before we open this up, we're going to have a quiet minute. And I hope that if you're watching this video, that you respect that you have this quiet minute with me now. And if you don't want to have that quiet minute, you can go watch another video. But I ask that you please, if you watch this video with me, of me unboxing this, I ask that you have that quiet minute with me, starting now. Thank you for taking part of that. Now we're gonna open up this bad boy and take a look. And I can tell you that it is a little bit different. We see here the back side of the box, and if you give me one moment, I'm gonna bring down the 4-player pack and see if we can compare it. And we can see that it is different. Here is the 4-player pack versus the 2-player pack, so we have two different pictures up here, which I think is pretty cool. And of course this shows all the nations, while this one only shows the Wehrmacht and the US. Okay, we'll carefully turn the game back. There is so many miniatures in it, and it is so heavy that when you pick that big 4-player box up, you just get an immediate feeling of respect towards that game. Okay, so let's open this bad boy up, eh? I was kinda a little bit tempted to not open it up and have it like as a collection thing, but that's not fair. Not towards the game. Okay, so we got the plastic off. The sides look just like the original game with this guy who has the machine gun. Let's take a look at the back. The back looks like this. Show it a little bit closer here in case anyone wants to read what's on here. You can pause the video. The contents. And I don't know where they got this picture from. I haven't seen that in Company of Heroes, but it's a gorgeous, gorgeous image. Okay, so we have a broken box. This is broken, but that's okay because that happened with my 4-player pack as well, because it's just loaded with stuff. So we have our basic rules. We have our advanced rules, our mission booklet, stickers. We have our Caring for Your New Miniatures collection, which describes how to fix if we have bent turrets and so on. And we have a resource board. Or actually there's two of them, of course, since it's a 2-player kit. And we have our emplacement counters and other kinds of counters. We have our building boards, so this is going to be for the Wehrmacht and US. We have our different doctrines and generals, and yeah, the US are in there, I can see, and the Germans, that's good. I read somewhere that there were some problems with some of the 2-player sets included instead generals for the British or something like that. I think I read that. And here we have, look at that, so beautiful, our German miniatures and our US miniatures. And here we have our different dice and stuff. So we have mortars and machine guns and our infantry tray, so that's gonna be needed. I don't often run out of infantry trays, but I actually often run out of vehicle trays, so I'm gonna have here 6 extra vehicle trays, so that's gonna be sweet. And that's when I play, mainly when I play multiplayer. We got an hourglass, and we also got more dice, so that's good, because usually you need that too. It's not too rare to run out of the dice. And then we have CP, command point tokens, or perhaps not tokens, but rather markers. And finally we have a map. This is also a cool thing with this map. We can also do a solo play, and of course also a multiplayer play with really huge maps. So awesome. And then we get some of this stuff as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a closer look at everything, and we'll save the map for the last, because that is so big that we're gonna require the whole table for that. So we take a look at all of this, and I mean, you have seen dice, normal dice for showing building health, for example. And we have a red die here with slow and suppression, splash damage, all of that stuff. Our upgrade dies here. And cover die. CP, which is going to be green and black. And then we have a bunch of extra die here. And these white ones are pretty good to have extras of, because tend to run out in multiplayer games. And we have a bunch of marking cubes here for, you know, experience and damage and whatnot. We have a total of 10 infantry trays. And we have a total of 6 vehicle trays. Time glass. So here we have AT guns. And they look just like, of course, in the original game. They're not the most impressive of the miniatures, I gotta admit, but they get the job done, you know. And here we have our mortars. Awesome. I like mortar troops. They're annoying when the enemy use them, but when I use them, I like them. And then we have the machine gun. Looks like that. We get a bunch of them here. And we'll close this lid up. Put them in the bottom. And then we'll go ahead and take a look at our US miniatures. I don't know what about the US it is, but I really love playing as the US. Look at this Sherman, man. I don't like the sandbags, to be honest, but other than that, I think it's an amazing miniature. Cool. It's just so cool, man. Look at that. I did a video a few weeks back. I visited a World War II museum, or actually a tank museum, but mainly World War II stuff. This is the Priest, obviously. And I actually bought one of my Company of Heroes miniatures, the King Tiger, because they had a King Tiger on display. So you might want to watch that video. The Wolverine tank. Not a favorite to me. I like the Sherman tanks because they're so versatile. And our Willis Jeep. I wish the Willis Jeep had window up, but I guess maybe that would make production harder. And the Greyhound. There's something cool about the Greyhound. I mean, it's not a beautiful tank. It's rather ugly, but there's something cool about it. And then we have our normal infantry, bunch of them. Normal riflemen. And we have some majors and bazookas. So the bazooka looks like this. Awesome. And then we have the major. Cool in his big coat. And that is all of the US miniatures which we get. And we look now at our German miniatures. First up, we have the Kubelwagen. Actually, that's a great vehicle in the game. You can capture flags with it and heal your infantry squads. Kubelwagen. We have the Whirlwind Flakpanzer. This one is a little bit weird because this one came out so late in the war. So, for example, this was built, I think, 2 years after Stalingrad happened. So it's a little bit weird that you can use it in Stalingrad. But I know some people that play Company of Heroes, they don't really care about the history. they could play American versus British. I could never do that. I would not enjoy it. I'm so afraid of my friends ever wanting to do that, because I really would not enjoy that. We have the legendary Tiger 1. Just imagine you're sitting there and he's like turning the turret, looking right at you. Bye bye, mother clucker. And a Bow MG. An awesome tank. And we have the armored car, the 222. Can also turn his turret. A little bit harder perhaps. Okay, I'm not gonna try to break it. And we have the Panzer IV with armor shields. Can also turn his turret. And he also has the Bow MG, which we can see. And then we have the Brummbär Sturmpanzer. And this one is a favorite with his very many high explosive dice. And then we have a bunch of infantry, of course. So first we have normal infantry. These are going to be riflemen. Looks like he got a K98 rifle. And then we got some guys with Panzerschrecks. That's a big pipe. Imagine holding that. I would not be able to do it. And that is the end of our miniatures. So we'll go ahead now and take a look at our commander cards. So this is also good. We get an extra veteran infantry doctrine, and that's good to have an extra because this one can be used by any of the 5 armies. So if you play 2-player or 4-player or even more, there's a chance that more than one player will want to use this card. So that's very good to have an extra. We have the Airborne Company, Mechanized Company. That's one of my favorites. Armor Company, also one of my favorites. Ranger Company. Recon Support Company. Panzerkorps Doctrine. Festung Arm Doctrine. Mechanized Doctrine. I like that one. It's fun to rush with his armored cars. Spearhead Doctrine, that is going to be my favorite German one because you get the Tiger. Jager Infantry Doctrine. So that is the doctrines we get for the 2-player version. And we're going to go ahead and check out our buildings. So first we have our Wehrmacht building, the headquarters. And it becomes, we can buy the Panzergrenadier Company. And finally the Panzer Corps. And the US headquarters. Company command post. And finally battalion command post. And on the back side they all look the same. On the back side of the battalion command post we see the defense matrix. On the back side of the company post we see the round sequence, and on the back side of the headquarters we show the unit maneuvers. These cards are also good to have extras on because you can basically use them as helper cards if you're not using them for a player, I mean. Okay, we shall take a look at our counters. See if I can get this one open. Alright, so on the first side here we have emplacements and stuff. Bofors emplacements and so on. I'm wondering if these are actually not for the British, so basically we can't use them with only the 2nd player set, which is kind of fun. They include them, anti-tank and mortars also, I think, exclusively for British. Machine gun bunkers and machine gun bunkers, different graphics just for them. We have sandbags and different resources and red flags. On the other side we have the same, but then we have blue flags and barbed wire tank traps. And this one I'm betting is going to be the same, yes. But we have, of course, the terrain packs. We don't use these counters. We use the actual plastic terrain, which is much cooler. It is actually super cool. We have 2 of these awesome, beautiful resource boards, which tracks manpower, munition, fuel, and victory points, both stockpiles and incomes. And it has a place here for your commander, place for experience and upgrading your commander. 2 of them which are identical. Let's go ahead and look at our instruction here on caring for your new miniature. It's 2-sided. It just tells us to dip the water in 3 to 5 seconds in heated water. Base, spray paint, contrast paint, detail, contrast. Man, look at that! It looks so much better than the other ones. And painting guide, errata, thank you. Yeah, it's a bittersweet feeling right now opening this up. Here we have all our stickers, and you know, it's with stars, and I know it's not an iron cross, but one of those crosses. The British one, German ones again. Here we have different units. Sarudina for the motherland. Sastalina for Stalin. Yeah, we have different SS units and Kilroy and other cool markings, numbers here which are hard to make out. And then we have our rules and the basic rules. I really like. I mean, these guys made an awesome rule book. It was just so simple for me to learn how to play this game. It did not take a long time at all. Many games I have to read the rules over and over and over again to make sure I got everything. But in this game, it just connected instantly when I read the rules. And I mean, I played the original PC games for many hours. I think I have something like 30 days played total times. That's 240 hours times 3. That's 720 hours, I think. You know, that's how much I played the first game only. That's how the rules look. If we look at the advanced rules, it's just 5 pages, something like that. So 1 page, 2, 3 pages, 5, 6. So 6 pages of advanced rules, and I always play with them. I recommend you do that too. Our mission booklet shows us some train pack features and different rules. But then we have the islands here. Don't fancy the smaller, not even with the expansion. It's not fun. And we have our medium maps. And more medium maps. And then finally we get to the large maps. And you're going to be able to play everyone here with the 2-player pack. Because actually some of these big maps, large maps, are not like this one, for example, choice points. You have to have this one or a second 4-player expansion to play it because of the map. And it's the same here, I think. Oh, actually this one you need only the 8-player bundle, so we're still not going to be able to play this one, I believe. Might be wrong, but this one, however, I know. So there are, same here, there are many advantages to having this. Here we go again. To having this, and here, to having this 2-player set. And we still got the maps to look at, and we'll make some room for them here. So our first map is, we can see on the side, it's Hill 311. We can get it out. Yes, sir, it's Hill 311, the first part of it. Let's go up a little bit. That is the first part. And then on the other side, let me get rid of the other map. And this game is huge. Even the two-player version is really huge. And on the other map, we have Truss Points. The second part, I think this is. Yes, that is the second part. So if we look at this map, so basically the ones we do not get now is, let's see, that was the hill. So we don't have the Stalingrad map, of course, and then we do not have the map with the cathedral. So this is the Hill 311, which has the bunker up here on the middle. And on the other side, we're gonna have the first part of Truss Points. So this is the first part, and then you have the second part under it. So if we turn these around, we will have both. Oops. I knew something like that was going to happen. If we turn around here, we have both parts of Hill 311. So this is a really cool map, but it's a little bit shame if you only get this back. God damn it. Only get this back and you don't get the 4-player pack, because the cathedral map, I prefer that to Hill 311. Anyway, guys, that is gonna be the end of this video, because this is what you get. I'm gonna see if I can get it down nicely in my box. That is one thing that I like with this game. These maps, as you can see, they are heavy, but they are so robust. I mean, I got the 4-player version and I pack it up and down and up and down, and even though I do, it never breaks. I'm gonna have to repack it to make it fit, because I think the box is not gonna go completely over it, but it still closes, so that's good enough, isn't it? Guys, I want to thank you for watching this video. If you're interested in World War II board gaming, my channel will be a good channel to subscribe to. Again, I want to say my deepest condolences to Chris's family and friends. And again, we have to every day be grateful for what we have. Again, thank you guys for watching. I hope I will see you in the next video of Company of Heroes. I'm hoping to do some more playthroughs. I still haven't done the British Army playthrough. I've only done the Russians and the Americans. So hopefully doing that in a not too distant future. So stay tuned to the channel. Okay guys, I'll see you next time.